We be rolling.
Alright, we're rolling, cool. Yes, people, I won. First, I big up everybody first. Big up Lady Shape. You know what I mean? New intervention. Take the headphones out. Big up night shifters. Yeah, Thursday night squad. 8:30 to 10:30, London Fields. Yeah, big up Lady Shape once again. Mondays, 6:30 to 7:45. But they'll tell you that I go to 8 because I like them. We also got Thursday nights. Can't leave at the Thursday night squad. That's where the Vikings live. They love to jam up in Thursday night squad, dope squad. Yeah, and that's at 6:30 till 8 o'clock. Very intensive session. That's probably when you get the most aggressiveness out of me. Yeah, it does happen. And then obviously the foundation, what gets big up all the time, because I believe I'm not it, as people like to say. They call me Captain Street Gym, for example, but the Street Gym is not just about me. It's been a lot bigger than me, and it always was bigger than me, even when it was just maybe a thought in our minds. People like to say it's my mind, but it's not really my mind, it's in everyone's mind, you know, because Street Gym is about creativity. We're standing right now in the middle of Telegraph Hill, which is a kid's playground, and this is like the ultimate street gym for me, because the concept of street gym comes from what we call the jungle gym concept. When we was kids, we used to play, we used to have fun. We stayed fit, we stayed healthy, because we was getting fed by our parents, you know what I mean, and the schools did their part as well to the best they could, you know. And at the same time, when we were staying fit and training and having fun, we weren't really realising what we had dialed into at such a young age. So I always looked at, like, when I trained with youngsters, I always seemed to learn more than when I trained with adults. And obviously when I trained with youngsters was not about, come on, 50! No, it was none of that stuff. It was more about fun and games. So a game that springs to mind that is like the ultimate street gym concept is like HAD. Yeah, because you're moving, you're turning, you're tagging, you're reaching, you're dropping down, you got off-ground touch, you're jumping up, you know what I mean? It's constantly moving, having the core under scrutiny, cardio workout. At the same time, you possibly even talking and screaming and laughing. This is also having an effect on the core. Right, I showed the team yesterday, I'm not going to do it now, but I showed the team yesterday that well, if you're not counting when you're doing my reps, you're not actually getting the fullness out of it. And you know when I say count, I'm not saying 1, 2, I'm saying 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right, because you're pushing on that diaphragm, making sure that the abs are always in work. So that takes me back to what are you surrounded with? What are you surrounded with? Because everybody knows me. I used to go to gyms, I used to lift up barbells, dumbbells, I used to do the whole lot. I've done that all, I've done it. It's fantastic, you buff up. You know what I mean? But the level of spirituality that I was getting, yeah, and I'm not a religious person, I'm not in a faith of any sort, but the level of spirituality I was getting was a lot higher. When I was training just in the park with a couple of mates, sometimes, and I have to admit, I'm ashamed to say it now, but sometimes we be over a couple of beers. Man's ego start kicking in, you do a couple of press-ups. You know what I mean? Make it interesting. We added the squat jumps, you know, and I realised that, Mike, you don't need to go to the gym. The gym is always with you. You are the gym. You know what I mean? You are the equipment. Your arms are the weights. Yeah, you do 100 reps of just these alone, what I'm doing now. Trust me, your arms will kill you. Like, you got 100 kg in there, right? So I always says, look at your environment. So if we look around here, we've got the slide here. And I'm just going to do something simple, nice and quick. Yeah, because I'm going to be training at the same time as I'm talking to you, right? And I'm just doing calf raises off the edge. Simple. But because I'm doing it off the edge, it's allowing me to drop slightly. When I drop slightly, that's hitting the calves more, yeah? So you just add that, you do anything. Right now I've got rocks in front of me, okay? So this is where I'm actually going to start a little something. And I'm going to keep it moving. Yes, they sure can. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm going to just use anything in front of me. If it's slippery grass, I'm going to run on it and I'm going to slide on it. I'm going to accelerate that course to another level. Alright, so I'm going to start off with just the two basic rocks. And we're going to add, obviously, the Vikings here. The Viking press up. So, something simple like this. You ain't got 2 rocks, you can get 2 chairs, 2 objects. Yeah, 2 objects. Just make the equipment objects. Yeah? Right, so in I go, nice and easy. This for me is a warm-up. What I would suggest is that you would do what we call the air press up. Okay, so that's just pressing up in the air, no pressure at all. Couple of those just to heat you up, alright? But I did a little something earlier on in the yard, and hopefully that should carry me through. Okay, so then you might bring the arms in. You get creative with it, you know what I mean? You don't just stick to what you know what I mean? You might just change your glasses, you know what I mean? So anything you do, it's all movement, it's all movement, it's all movement. Right, so I'm going to run the spider, all degrees. If you want to make it harder, Stuart will tell you, you bring that leg up. You do the same thing. Leg up. Right, so that's quite good enough what we've done there. Just mixing it up. I don't want to burn out too much camera time, so we're going to keep it moving. So we're going to follow me back over to the other side. There's another part of the playground, and we're going to use that, and we're going to do something a bit more captain-ish. Cool. Peace. Right.